Is something burning?
John, you burnt the motherfucking toast again. Damn.
My bad.
So we just have a quick message from our sponsor. TYCBD is a brand of chocolate bars that my family's chocolate company makes. So if you aren't familiar with CBD, it is the non-psychoactive part of the hemp plant. We use a pure CBD isolate, which means it contains 0.0% THC. We mix it with our pure chocolate. We have it in milk and dark. So they taste really good, but then the CBD can potentially help you sleep, relieve pain, anxiety, depression, and a lot more. I personally take it to help me fall asleep at night, as well as if I'm feeling anxious. So we're offering Toasted listeners a 15% discount. You do need to live in the Ohio area. However, you can either stop into our store or call in to find out more information. You can check out our Instagram and Facebook for the number and location, and don't forget to mention Toasted in order to get the discount.
Are you ready to get toasted?
Guys, welcome back to Toasted. Like John said, in his little echoey ass voice.
It's the fucking Gungarina voice.
Well, I just want to give a shout out about last week's episode where we talked about
respect in
the workplace. And
good job. You remembered.
We talked about respect in the workplace.
We shared some confessions. It was good.
Confessions. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Today, this week, we are talking about conspiracy theories. Fuck yeah, I'm excited.
And fun facts.
And we're doing fun facts.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories, though. We're about to get into some of that shit.
Anyways, so we each collected our own conspiracy theory to share with each other, so we don't really know what each other's going to be coming at. So I'm going to be starting off with the first theory, and this is the theory that the Titanic never actually sank. Okay. The company that created the Titanic had other boats, and one of them was called the Olympic. So the theory is that the Olympic wasn't doing so hot, it had some collisions and was on its last leg, so right before the Titanic was set to take off, the company switched them. So when it set sail, they essentially knew it was probably going to sink, and they wanted to collect the insurance money. Yeah, it's nuts. So the evidence, so there's some evidence such as that the Olympic, there were 16 portholes in the side of the ship. And the Titanic, there were 14, but if you look at photos from when the Titanic took off, there were 16. There's also some footage of when, is it James Cameron who directed the movie, went down to get video footage of the side of the shipwreck, you know, when he went down underwater to get actual footage. You could see letters of the M and the P from when they would have had to switch the logos or the however they have those on the side of the boats. There were also rumors that people in the town, like the townies that worked, knew about the switch, and for that reason, that's why the Titanic had trouble finding people to work on the boat, because people knew that the chances of it crashing and sinking were very likely. But I personally think that the most interesting point is that there were a lot of really wealthy people who were supposed to be on the first voyage that just decided they didn't want to go. So one of them was J.P. Morgan. And he claimed that he was sick, and that's why he didn't go. But then the day that the ship took off, he was photographed and seen out and about with his girlfriend, just acting totally normal. So, yeah, I thought that one was pretty
all
nuts.
those people knew that all those people were going to die.
Well,
no, they thought they were all going to live, just minus a boat. Dumbass.
I mean, well, and that's they did not have enough life rafts for the amount of people on it. What I know.
So there's something for that.
No, I mean, I don't think I personally believe this one, but I think it would be really interesting. It would be fucking nuts if it was true.
It's a stretch.
Yes, that's for sure.
But if it was true, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I definitely found in my research some websites that were like, this is why we can debunk this and say it's not true. But it is definitely still a conspiracy theory that people believe, so I thought it'd be interesting to share.
Nice. Alright, Frank, I'm ready for your half-blind entry into your conspiracy theory.
I like to wing it, alright?
And I love the fact that you like to wing it. Well, it keeps things loose.
Don't actually think that Red Bull gives you wings.
No shit.
No, they had for a long time could not use that slogan because somebody tried to actually fly after drinking it. And then finally the courts decided that if you try to fly after drinking Red Bull, you're a dumbass and vote yourself. So they can use the slogan again, yeah.
Alright, so this might take a minute, but stay with me.
Right.
Alright.
We'll get through it together.
So it's something I found on Facebook, and it's like 20 images.
Okay.
So the first image is a picture of a screen, and it says, "So I'm on the Office of Congress Library website. I came across this book written in 1893. And the title of it is Baron Trump." Okay. This book is about a boy named Baron Trump who found a secret portal and time traveled, but that's not the crazy part. Baron Trump is also the name of Donald Trump's youngest son. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a picture and it says, "Do they not look alike?" This is a picture of the person in the book and a picture of him. In the book, Baron Trump had a mentor he looked up to named, guess what, Don. Shit gets even better. All the shit in the book takes place in Russia. And then they pull up the Facebook page, or they Google Melania Trump, who's from Russia. Okay. And then 4 years later, in 1896, the same author writes a sequel to the book that he calls The Last President. And when this shit gets real. This book is about a very wealthy man who lived in New York on Fifth Avenue who ran for president but wasn't expected to win. And Trump Tower is located on Fifth Avenue in New York. In the book, when he won, it surprised everybody and people started rioting and protesting. And after his inauguration, he started signing executive orders, but it's more. Remember, this book was written over 124 years ago. But anyways, after his inauguration, he started picking people for his cabinet, and guess who was one of the people? Secretary of Agriculture, Leif Pence, obviously referring to Mike Pence, who's our vice president. In 1943, one of the most famous inventors named Nikola Tesla died from a blood clot. Before his death, he claimed he had built a time machine and used it to travel back in time. After he died, the United States government took all of his inventions and notes. The name of the office that seized all of his work was the Office of Alien Property. After they looked through it, they passed it to the FBI. The Office of Alien Property Custodian was an office within the government of the United States during World War I and during World War II, serving as a custodian of enemy property that belonged to U.S. enemies. After they gave up on trying to figure out his inventions, they hired an outside engineer who could understand the work of Nikola Tesla, and guess who this dude was? John G. Trump. They hired John G. Trump. John Trump is Donald Trump's grandfather, but after studying the time machine notes and inventions of Nikola Tesla, he told the government he didn't find anything. Could he have lied to keep the invention to himself and out of the hands of the government? Fun fact, Donald Trump's mama name is Mary and his father's middle name is Christ. And he was born on the night of total lunar eclipse.
So these all conspiracies about Donald Trump.
Yeah. It's just nuts. They're basically saying that Donald Trump is a time traveler. Because of
Nikola Tesla's invention.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Might be slightly improbable.
It might be. He's 100% good. Fun fact, I'm related to Nikola Tesla. Oh, shit.
Honestly, that was my first thought.
Okay.
As soon as you said his name, I was like, aren't you related to him?
I've heard this one before.
I'll be president soon, guys. Just wait.
That's the day that I moved to Canada.
Why? It's better than you being president.
I'd move to Mexico then. Because I'd want to fight the war against you.
Alright. Your conspiracies too?
Alright, so my conspiracies that I all found have all since then turned out to be true.
Okay.
So probably the one I found most interesting was that Allison Mack, who plays Chloe from Smallville, was accused of being part of a sex cult, and then this organization conspiracy was that it was just a front for this whole big sex cult that was going on.
Yeah.
They're all in court right now and all being busted for racketeering and human trafficking charges because it was a cover for a giant sex cult.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, their front was that it was a self-help organization, and they secretly recruited women into, like, master-slave relationships that, like, sold them. And they were all getting, like, these brands of, like, the founder of it, like, his initials. They're all branded with his initials. And Allison Mack apparently had it makeup over during some point of small.
That show ended a long time ago, so this was happening or going on for a while.
Yeah. That's been going on for a long while.
Wow. That's insane. That's crazy.
I got a list of other strange but true ones.
I was gonna say, so that's not really a theory if that one's true and happened, but that's crazy.
So, let's see. Here's another good one. The conspiracy is that the Dalai Lama was a CIA agent.
What?
Turned out to be true.
What?
Explain.
Alright, so, according to classified intelligence documents, CIA was founding the Tibetan resistance.
Okay.
And the Dalai Lama was paid a six-figure salary. He was pulling like 6 figures a year from this organization that he was a part of. So the CIA was pretty much paying the Dalai Lama.
Crazy.
He worked for the CIA. What other good ones are there? Let's see. The CIA was accused of using LSD and hallucinogenic drugs on Americans. And like testing on them turned out to be true. They were experimenting, trying to find a way to
I've heard there's other ways they're doing that too, like, for example, the fact that there's fluoride in our water, in the tap water that we drink, and they claim it's because it's better for our teeth, but, like, why would the government try to do something like that to be nice and help us all?
Right.
But it's shown that fluoride can potentially lead to, I believe, cancer and other dangerous things. So, yeah. Filter your water, kids.
Another good one. Project Sunshine. After Hiroshima and Nagasaki, our government was stealing bodies to study the effects of radiation. That's kind of messed up.
But it's
Look
smart
at that.
too.
Because it's not even American bodies.
Doesn't matter. It's still a human body. I mean, it's smart. I'm not saying it's not morally right, but it's, I mean, 2 birds, 1 stone. If you think about it,
God!
if you think about it,
What the fuck?
if you're in a bomb, you might as well use it.
We need to do more research on the effects of radiation, so we have enemies. Let's just have a nuclear bomb
Steal
on
some
them.
dead bodies.
I'm just saying, if you're
And then
gonna
just steal their bodies.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
bomb them anyways, you might as well get information from them
Fuck
too.
you.
It's not morally right, but I mean, it's not morally right to bomb them. They already did it, so I mean,
I'm
once you're a
judging
bad cop, you're a bad cop. That's all I'm saying.
I'm judging you.
I'm not saying I would do it, but
Alright, so moving on. The next section that we're going to talk about is we each brought some insane facts, or looked up some insane facts, and I would just like to point out that, oh, never mind. I was going to say, John had pulled up his list of facts, and I was like, crap, that's the same website I use, but we have different facts.
Yeah, there's
So-
only like hundreds and hundreds of crazy facts.
Go ahead and go first, John.
Alright. Well.
You haven't even picked ones out yet?
Oh,
Alright,
I
then
like
I'll
them
start.
all.
So, this one I find really interesting, and I really hope it's true because it would explain a lot. So it says, the reason the taste of artificial banana flavoring and artificial banana flavored products doesn't taste like bananas is because it is based on a type of banana that was wiped out by a plague in the 1950s. And I think that would be nuts because nothing like banana Laffy Taffy does not taste like bananas.
right.
And so, it's because it was a strain of bananas that is no longer growing or available because it was wiped out.
It's nuts.
Right?
Bananas never been taste like bananas our whole life.
I love bananas that tasted like that. I mean, they're already sweet and delicious, but
Banana too.
banana nut bread, oh, that sounds so good right now. Alright, John, did you pick one out? Frank, do you have one?
I got one.
Alright, let's hear it.
Mine
Frank.
is zombie spiders exist. They're the type of Costa Rican wasp that attacks a local org spider and paralyzes it. From there, it lays eggs in the spider's abdomen. The spider wakes back up until about 2 weeks later. When the larvae that are growing on the spider's belly take over the spider's brain, causing it to create a strange web. They then burst out of the spider and use the web to create their own wasp nest.
That's kind of crazy.
It kind of made my skin crawl a bit.
I mean, I didn't mind it. I was kind of into that one. I thought this one was hilarious, and it might just because I'm pretty fucking toasted. The name for the shape of Pringles is a hyperbolic paraboloid. What?
Hyperbolic paraboloid. That's really interesting. I mean, I just ate some veggie straws version of Pringles. They were pretty good. And now I know what their shape is called.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's some fun info. I thought this was really interesting, and I meant to look it up and see if this is still on there. But this says that American College, Massachusetts Institute of Technology deems certain students who take courses in pistol marksmanship, archery, sailing, and fencing as certified pirates.
I've seen that one before.
Wait, there's qualifications to be considered a fucking pirate?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Like, I feel like I actually have about 70 to 90% of that list that you just read off.
Well, you might want to head over to Massachusetts then.
I'm on a boat!
I'm on a boat!
Coming fast, man.
So, here's a kind of strange one. So, you know how when it's chilly outside, everyone says, oh, it's a tidbit nipply out, you know?
Yeah.
Because your nips are hard? The stage before frostbite is called frost nip. So when they say it's a tidbit nipply, because it's cold outside, they're not far off from the truth.
Yeah, really.
Pre-frostbite, frost nip.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Alright. You probably consume dinosaur waste. Okay.
Probably.
Bottled water ads might promote how fresh their water is, but don't believe them. Anything you're drinking today has been around for millions of years, recycled repeatedly through precipitation, and yes, evacuation.
Evaporation.
It says evacuation. Evaporation makes more sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I don't know what people know how to spell. As the Science YouTube channel, Curious Minds points out, this means that in every glass of water you drink, there's a lot of water which has already passed through a dinosaur and come out of the other end.
I mean, logically that makes sense.
Can't you make the same argument for humans or any animal poop for that matter?
Yeah, but dinosaur poop is
Yeah,
cool,
but like
they're
they're
dead.
just pointing out how
Yeah.
long the water's been around.
Like dinosaurs, they should have been around for a while.
Yeah, it's been a year too.
It's only been a few years, right?
Almost
Jesus.
sad.
Alright, so my next one I might find this a little more interesting than you guys, but this says in 2014, Netflix spent $0 on marketing its DVD rental business, but over 6 million people still used it. And I find that really interesting, just because, obviously, marketing, how much you spend on it, you want a good return on your investment. So to not invest anything and make that much off of it and still get that much business is pretty damn impressive. So, but I think for them it comes from limiting what they actually have on Netflix and on DVDs.
Right.
So it allows them to get people to still want things in that way because they have the option to get the DVD.
Right.
But it's interesting.
Very interesting. Alright.
There is a brewery in Japan that makes beer from elephant dung.
I'm gonna take a guess and say that that's true.
The
I
brewery.
don't think he was questioning that.
It wasn't a
Oh, you
brewery.
put
It
that
wasn't-
stuff-
yeah,
Oh,
he's
true.
saying.
Oh, I was gonna say, because I thought you were like, do you think this is true? Like, that sounds reasonable.
The brewery in St. Gallen, I probably said that completely wrong, produces a beer called Un Kono Kuro, made with
Kono
coffee
means poop.
made with coffee beans that have passed through an elephant. It's a huge hit, according to Fox News.
Well, that's because it ferments the coffee bean.
Un Kono Kuro. I would drink one.
I mean,
take
it's-
a hard pass.
It's being made from the beans, not specifically poop.
I have another one. What? Men can get erections after they die, and they can ejaculate.
They can also shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, everything kind of just like comes out of you after you die. But
Shut up.
Alright, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening. We had a lot of fun with this episode. This is really cool.
But wait,
So-
there's more!
For our next episode, we want to be a bit interactive with you guys. So if you could please head over to our social media, slide into our DMs, leave us a comment, whatever floats your boat, and leave us some truth or dares that are toasted related. So things that we can do that obviously you don't have to see because they're on a podcast. Don't get too crazy because we obviously are going to check these out before we do them, because if we need something to smoke or whatever it is beforehand.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. You could probably get a little crazy because...
But yeah, have some fun with
I'll do almost anything once.
Yeah. So we're going to then be answering those in a future episode down the road. So please leave us some fun stuff to do, and then keep an eye out a few episodes after that for the Truth or Dare that we play.
Guest speaker?
Oh, like dare us to bring on a guest speaker, you mean?
More like, we should have a guest speaker here to do dares with us.
Oh, okay. Alright, so there'll be 4. Alright, so we're going to toss around the idea of there being 4 of us. So if you can give us some good Truth or Dares with, some 2-on-2 or whatever.
Team Dare
have some fun
competition.
with it. Get creative. Help us out, pretty please.
John and Frank are a team. This Team Dare competition.
Whoa, what the fuck? That leaves me with... That means I have to go find it myself.
You better be smart.
That means you better pick a good partner. Because me and Frank are pretty ballsy.
Does the friend have to be... Can I just phone a friend? Oh, I guess we're doing dares, not really. Alright, but yeah, anyways, thanks guys for listening. Head over to social media and do that for us, could you please? And maybe you'll get a little shout out when you do so. If you don't want a shout out, let us know.
Shout out.
But, we gotta say who gave us the Truth or Dare. And if you don't want us to, we won't. But if you want that shout out.
Everybody wants a shout out.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Oh my lord!
Bye!
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Follow us on Spotify and Google Play.